okay, we want to do this now. What can we do with this? And then that's where you take a more engaged role. And it really depends on the clients.
Sam, probably about a month ago, you were on about what do we do to squeeze more performance out?
That's right.
And then Mads posted a big question sort of about the proactive, reactive way of managing. Or I think, Mads, you called it the checklist versus proactive way of managing. So I guess the first thing we need to agree on is what is reactive. So the bit that we don't really need to talk about because it's not very productive. We want to talk about the proactive stuff, but the reactive stuff, how do you guys feel your work, and we'll just go round, looks when it's reactive and you feel like you're spinning your wheels as opposed to actually doing something productive with your time?
I got a decent way to start this, actually.
Go on,
I think a lot of people may relate to. I think, first of all, reactive and proactive is largely going to be dependent on how much available budget there is. So, for example, clients that we work with, they're not huge budgets. Some are like up to 1,500, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. And on the lower end of the spectrum, there's only so much proactive experiments you can run with the budget you have available while trying to maintain consistency with the KPIs. At the start of a new client, when they come on board, you've got a lot of upfront work. And I think that's where, at the time, you're most proactive with getting them results to a baseline level where you can then take a step back and kind of just manage and maintain. And then it becomes from proactive into more of a reactive management stage, where you're not so focused on trying out all the different keywords, trying out different campaigns, switching bidding strategies, changing your offers, all of that to kind of find that kind of consistent level. So that's kind of what the initial journey looks like for us. Other people might have similar experiences. But then you also get different clients who have bigger goals. They've got more service lines where you have to be more proactive just because they're like, okay, we want to do this now. What can we do with this? And then that's where you take a more engaged role. And it really depends on the client's, I guess, their care about the campaign, if they want much involvement as well. Because we find the most proactive campaigns also come from clients who like to be updated and know about it, rather than the business owners are just like, oh, just get us leads. Like, as long as you're maintaining good leads, that's cool.
I'm taking notes because I do want at the end of this to put this all into a checklist for us all. So there's like a mini framework. I think it's good to have reminders and notes for this sort of thing. Mads, you got your hand up. You agree with Sam or anything to add?
Yeah, I think I agree in the sense that if the client wants to grow, then obviously you need to be more active inside the account. But I think my original thought, when I said proactive and reactive, then reactive, it's not necessarily that you're running around like a headless chicken, just trying to, fix fires. It's more that you react to what's needed and where you have the sort of 80-20 benefits. So for instance, I was playing around with the chat GPT the other day, and I was creating a script that took the ad groups that had the most conversions, and then I would see where's the biggest sort of opportunity for improvement. Maybe if I wanted to create new ads, I could start with the ad groups that had the biggest opportunity. If I ran a checklist-based system, I would just go through the most important ones and then make new ads or whatever to improve the performance. But if it's reactive, then it's more like looking at what is the KPIs, what did we agree with the client, and if we met those KPIs, then essentially I shouldn't do anything, even though that there might be a campaign that had like 300 conversions per month, and I only ran one RSA, and the ad might not even be that good. Then from a reactive perspective, I shouldn't do anything. But from a checklist perspective, I should at least, let's say, once a month, check up on it, and if the campaign has enough impressions or conversions, then I should write a new ad, or I should, test a new headline or whatever. I think the reason I'm not just being reactive or not just doing things that meet the KPIs is probably a little bit of fear if another agency is going to do an audit, and then you kind of get or even if the client is just going to look inside the account and see that I'm not really doing that much, how are they going to react?
Okay.
And and then there's one last thing. Sometimes I feel that things can slowly deteriorate if you don't do some of these checklist things. Like if you don't, test a new headline once in a while, it might slowly deteriorate, and it might be hard to sort of improve performance again once you're down in that hole.